Welcome to the Izzy Chinche Show. I didn't feel like it. I didn't want to do it. That doesn't matter though. It's about doing what is required. I'm so excited you're able to tune in. Join me as I interview athletes, entrepreneurs, and high achievers. I also share much about my life struggles, trials, and successes in hopes to inspire you. I intend for this show to be one of the greatest shows of all time, so your listening and support means the most to me. My goal is to help inspire as many people as possible, so please share with a friend if you enjoy just one thing from today's episode. Together, we can help more people grow. Let's get started. Having a savage mindset and being able to have a savage mindset is something that is incredibly, incredibly valuable. And before I get into this, I want to say a couple things for those of you who are going to choose to be offended by this. This isn't something that I recommend having all the time or it works every time. It's just something that I've seen work and works for me. And also, this is my experience, so for some of you, this just may not be your thing, and that's fine. But I do think that our society has grown incredibly soft, and going back to roots of having a savage mentality is something that is very, very valuable. And the reason I thought about this and thought about savage mindset and that kind of mentality is because a couple weekends ago, I was watching my best friend compete in a jiu-jitsu tournament, and there's a dope video on my Instagram of her winning the whole thing and kicking ass, right? And something that me, Maggie, and Mitchell do talk about in the jiu-jitsu world. And also, for those of you who do not know what jiu-jitsu is, it is basically wrestling, but better, because you're either trying to strangle someone and they tap because you're trying to strangle them, or they tap because you're trying to break a limb, right? So it's wrestling with strangling and breaking, not just pinning. So I think it's a lot more fun. That doesn't happen. Like, people don't go out all the time though, or break their arms all the time because they tap before that happens. But essentially it's like, if we were an actual fight, then yeah, I would have broke your arm or choked you out or whatever. So anyway, so that's what jiu-jitsu is. Well, my best friend was competing in a tournament a couple weekends ago and cleaned house, right? Like, beat everyone and won her entire bracket. And, you know, there was a couple things that she did differently than the people that she was competing against. And one of the biggest ones is she did not pay attention to how she felt, right? She didn't let how she felt interfere with how she performed. And what I mean by that is, before a match, you're obviously going to feel nervous because you're literally about to go fight someone. So she had feelings of being nervous, as anyone would, and as all competitors do before they compete, right? And she ignored them. She didn't allow those feelings to come in and affect the way that she was actually going about competing. And the other way that she didn't let her feelings come in were because after a couple matches, she was obviously very tired. Like, she felt tired. That didn't matter. She ignored it, and she went about what she needed to do in order to get the job done. And I get it, like, paying attention to your feelings is important, and I am an emotional person, and I have emotions, and, like, you know, I've been going through a knee injury, and that's been emotional, but I don't always have to listen to my emotions and feel however I am thinking that however I'm feeling. Like, I don't need to feel that feeling. Like, that feeling can come up and I can go, all right, I see that that's coming up. I don't need to feel that right now, right? And I think people who can do that have the ability to be a freaking savage. And when I've watched other people compete in these kinds of tournaments, it's funny because they'll like come out of their match and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I'm gassed, I'm beat, and actually say those kinds of things. And it's like, Obviously, of course you're going to be tired. Like, you are out there fighting. You are going to be tired. That doesn't matter though. And being able to ignore how you feel and just get the job done, put the work in, whatever it is so, so valuable, right? And I love it because I seriously feel like we are taught now in society, like, all your feelings, you have to be so delicate and blah, blah, blah. This triggered me and blah, blah, blah. And I get it. And I'm not trying to demean anyone's feelings here, but like sometimes it doesn't matter at all. Like, you have to ignore your feelings. And like today, I did not feel like hopping on and doing a podcast. I didn't feel like it. I didn't want to do it. That doesn't matter though. It's about doing what is required. And I think when people have a savage mentality, they do not listen to their feelings. They just do what's required. They shut it all off. It doesn't matter. Like, there's always going to be some sort of an excuse for anything that you're trying to do. It's like, for one reason to do it, there's probably going to be like 10 excuses that are going to come in, and like, that does not matter. You're going to come up with 1,000 excuses as to not do an ice bath or go on a run or work out or whatever it is. And if you can just start thinking of yourself like a savage, like seriously, be like, it literally doesn't matter. I have such a savage mentality. I can turn off all those feelings. I know people are going to be like, seriously, you're telling me to turn off my feelings? I'm going to get hate for this, but I don't care. It's the truth. Sometimes you need to be able to turn off your feelings so you can get some stuff done. Like, period. That's it. You have to be able to shut it all off and get to work. And that's very contradictory in today's society. And I'm not saying to not feel your feelings, right? Because today I had something really disappointing come up with my knee, and I had a lot of feelings, so I knew I needed to go cry it out. But I did that. I cried it out. I was upset. I was sad. And it's like, now what's next? I'm not going to sit here and let these feelings of being sad swallow me and ruin my entire day. I will feel it out and then go about it. But I think because everyone is all feelings and everything like that now, especially on Instagram and everything, and I'm not trying to demean anybody's feelings or whatever, I'm just saying sometimes you need to be a savage, right? Sometimes you need to just suck it up. Sometimes you need to ignore those feelings of pain, those feelings of sorrow to get stuff done. I'm not saying shove them down and don't deal with them, because that's not going to help you. But sometimes just ignore them and deal with them later, and be able to get the tasks done that are in front of you. And I'm super proud of my best friend, because she was able to just demonstrate that so well, to be able to, like, she was at a point where like she couldn't open her hand because her grip was so tired. And I was like, how do you feel? And she's like, great. And I was like, good. You're going to go out there and slay. And that's exactly what she did. So if you are in a position where you're not feeling great to start your podcast, to do whatever, to post that thing, to hit that workout, that's okay. Like, it's seriously so okay. There are so many times I don't feel like doing so many things. And it's really okay to kind of ignore it. Like, ignore that feeling and know that you're going to deal with it later. Like, don't not deal with it, but just ignore it for a while so you can focus and enjoy the actual thing that you need to do. Like, if you can just pretend that you're not tired, that you're not whatever, you're going to be able to get a lot more stuff done. And I know this is a total ramble, but I think it needs to be said. And like I said, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who are going to get offended by this, and that's fine. You're not my people if you're going to get offended by this. The point is, you're not going to feel like doing a lot of things, and that's okay. Suck it up and be a savage so you can get your stuff done and move in the direction that you want to do. I believe in you. You're awesome. You're amazing. You can do whatever you want to do. Go be the savage that you're meant to be. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm so grateful for your support. I'm already excited for the next show. Turn on notifications and be on the lookout for my next episode. Also, please share the show with anyone you feel like might benefit from listening to. Thank you for all your love and support. I will see you soon.